So what I want to do is we have seen one uh, JWT based security. I want to integrate this product service with this JWT based security. Once if it is passed through it, I want to take my request to product service. Okay. So here we have product service access, right? So this product service I wanted to give access only to admin. For timing I want to test it. Okay. So as we see earlier, here we have authentication controller for user, um, moderator role and admin role. For three roles we have authorizations. Actually we have three roles in the system. We created three roles. Let me open database and see. This is the user admin app that we have used. So I need a new connection, database, or a new schema. Basically, we need admin schema. So take a new window. There, try to use schema admin app. Show tables. Basically, here we have tables like user roles, users. These are for and roles. User roles, users, and roles tables we have for authentication and authorization. Select the start from rows. Just take it as an example. Okay, here we have three roles: user, admin, and moderator. But for our application, while discussing requirements, we thought of admin, a manager, a seller, and a delivery customer. So we can have that many roles here. We can insert that many roles here, and each role may have some users. We can have that users here. We can get users registration, and we can assign a role to user. We can assign a role to user. Select start from users underscore roles. Table name is user roles. So here this is the mapping table between users and roles. So for authentication purpose and authorization purpose, we have created these tables. Okay, as soon as user gets sign off, when he get registered, his data we need to populate here into this users table. Along with this users, we can have our system admin also here. If it is a completely different domain, different application, maybe we need not have that many roles here. We can have a single role, user, and we can do simple authentication authorization of user only here. But if you want to introduce many roles for a single application, you can introduce them. Create a simple table, roles, and a table, users, in a table users and roles. Now, so here I will add action called products. I will call action called products. Whenever user action is products, basically our products application main root action is products only. So whenever user brought a request called production, I'll put a strictly one role to him, either admin or user or moderator. So then he only can able to access. With the invalid credentials, with a different role when they try to access it, we will see how it will behave. Simply authentication and authorization will work together or not, we will see. If you remember, let me restart it. Let me test this first. If this is working, then we will integrate it. Post command. Failed to start because 9090 is already running. Okay, let me shut down and start the Spring Boot security. Okay, application getting started. Now let's see how we can sign up and how we can. Here we have that three tables entity mapping that you can see. Same models you can use for any application, right? You can take it as a default implementation and use it. Just a minute. Let me verify them. So users can come here in sign in. It will verify. In sign up, it will register. So let's start from sign up with the new user. Okay. So this is the sign up method. Simply I'm calling here, and the parent path is API/authentication. Okay. So as soon as I call sign up method, it is just checking if user is exist, then it is throwing bad request saying that username is already exist. If not exist, then taking it for registration. So let's give the data which is not exist. So here is the request body. I'll take one name here. password something alike at the rate 123. Imagine in when you have web UI, okay? When you have web UI, you may send, uh, you will not show usually passwords as we are doing only service implementations. We would able to enter password here, but usually we will put password, uh, what password tag that will not visible to anyone. So whatever password you enter, that only known by you, and whichever role you want from drop down, you will pick that roles. Okay, so if it is admin, you will pick the admin role. In general, nobody will give the access for the admin role and all. By default, the role you can send always customer for this e-commerce scenario I'm saying. But if you have provision to create many roles, okay, you can put a drop down, so that options you can give here. And one user can have many roles, so one to many also it is handling here. Now if I try to sign up, a new record should be created. I can see response is 200, user registered successfully, and we given role admin only. So one more new record will be introduced here with encrypted password. So end-to-end password got encrypted, so nobody can see your password even from the database side. So when you try to log in with your password, this password again will be encrypted and it will be validated against your existing encrypted password. If both matches, then it will validate your request. And here it is admin role. So we can see for admin role what accesses has been given here in the test controller. As part of test controller, we will put a REST call to the product controller so that we can easily able to test it. So when there is a admin with slash admin, it is returning a simple string admin onboarded or moderator or user. Let's verify how to do that. So first for registration you need to use this URL. If front end team is working, for them the contract is we need to give this sign up URL, and we should say you need to pass username, email ID, password, and the list of roles which you want to send. So as soon as we get the request for the sign up from the UI, we will take that data and we will keep it into database. Now what next? After sign up, immediately they will start testing it by using sign in request. So for sign in, just remember this username password, and there is a sign in request who should enter the registered username password. The registered username is email ID and the password is Alex@. So they will be sending one username and password from the login screen. As soon as they submit it, it will reach out to authentication controller to the sign in method. And the sign in method is using so authentication mechanism to verify whether username and passwords are existed or not, and it is verifying your JWT token, then sending, it is generating a JWT token and it is sending a response with your JWT token, user ID, username, password, and which roles you are having. Finally this is the return parameter that we, so let's say if I submit it, imagine from UI when they submit it, bad credentials. What was the username? Okay, username is this one. Simple user. So when it is not matching, it is sending bad credentials. Custom message. Authentication controller sending it if your request is bad. Send it again. Okay. So UI team will get the response back barrier token and the token ID and what roles we have. The details it will be getting here. Okay. So showing role user and a barrier token given this token. So this information they need to keep it into somewhere in cookies or somewhere in a scope UI team. They'll be keeping this request with them to proceed forward to the next pages. Maybe a product page, product search page, whichever page they want, they will redirect one more URL. While redirecting it, they need to set this token headers. Access token they should pass. Without access token from the next request onwards, if user try to hit a URL, right, it will not give any access. So as we can see here, it is having user role. Is it properly user role? User ID is 6. Okay, one is the user role. User ID 6 is mapped with the role user. Okay. Now how I can get the next request as a user if I want to access it. So user URL I have. Imagine this as a product URL. This as a product URL. When you want to access your product URL, what you need to do, you have to pass barrier token here. Maybe in UI you will be sending it via headers. If it is a if you have UI, right, maybe from UI you can share these headers. As soon as you put barrier token with the whichever request body you have. Generally I don't have any request body, just I want to redirect to this URL first. So when I try to redirect it, it is saying okay, you have content, it is forwarding it. Maybe you may forward a page from there. You may send a page for this user request. You may redirect a page. If it is a REST based one, you may not redirect a page. Content only we will forward. In general, content we send. If it is a basic MVC based application, pages we might redirect. So as soon as user have access for this URL, whatever content you want to forward, you can forward. That content will be rendered into user UI. Your object you can send product object with the default products and all, whichever you have. Maybe in this scenario, we are sending it, right? If we have this products object, you may redirect that product object. Maybe you may run product service here, right? Try to integrate with REST template and see. This is configured in port 9090. Let me put it into 9190. Run this product service. Oh, it is wrong. You may call product service from there now. So you have product service REST URL. If you want to share all your default products, right? Products slash for all products. Yeah, simply all products. Localhost colon 9090 slash products. It will give all the list of products. So you may do that call here from your test controller. Have one service implementation. You may have one service implementation here, or users data controller or service. Let us shut down. After implementation we will restart. And we need at the rate bean public rest template, create rest template, and new rest template. Use this rest template after authentication. You can call. Okay, so put it public rest whatever rest template here. Okay, Lombok is not valid, right? It's okay. You can use auto void. Usually I prefer constructor dependency injection. By default it will inject if you have parameterized constructor. Or else you can go with auto void. No problem with that. Generally code quality, right, will recommend you to put instead of field level injection, constructor based injection. Okay, public list of products I want to return from the product controller. I'll be getting list of products as a response. So I need this entity structure definitely there. So let me have this entity structure here as well. For us it is a model, but in the caller service it need not to be model. It can be a DTU because they don't have any, they need not to do any CRUD operations. Let me create a paste products class with all respective getters and setters. Then next you can go back to your user data controller. There you can return list of products. Get all products. Make a call. Make a call to your product service. Just template dot get for entity or get for object. I don't remember which one we used last time. Somewhere we created a on client and trial, right? Product service the client. I believe this one. How do I can find here is REST template. Do Control H, REST template, customer service. Okay, we used inside customer service under REST class, product REST control. Get for entity for single entity, yeah? No, yeah, for multiple entities. Same code. So here response entity I'm getting. Yeah, need not response entity. As it is service simple object you can return. Okay, and auto-wire this user data into your security class. Go to test controller. So here we are redirecting this one, right? Instead of that, you can call your user data service. For that, you need user data service need to be auto-wire. And from here, you can call it user data service dot get all products. Returns you list of products, product list, product list controller. Yeah, same way you can wrap it around the response entity and redirect it because it is REST controller, right? Yeah. Use a response entity as a wrapper here. So all the default recommended all the default recommended products list I want to forward here, whichever you want. After login success, immediately whatever you are showing in the UI, right? You may send all that data here. As you know, it will bring all the product name, colors, details, images. You can render it in the UI. Let's run both and see. Okay, so run my product service first. Spring Boot app. Product service port number got to change it to 9191. Okay. From security service, when we have user role, we are calling it. Okay. So this should be 9190. Start security also, run Spring Boot app. Once it gets started, right? Oh, it is started. From UI, again, right? When user enters username, it is entering barrier token only. Okay. Barrier token with this URL. When URL comes with this barrier token from the UI, It should be connecting with the product service and bringing data. Great. So all the products details it is bringing out here. If user is unauthorized, he will not be getting any token. That means he will not able to fetch it. If you try to do URL redirecting also, it will not allow without that token. So when I click on it with a unauthorized token, I can see user is not authorized. A wrong user coming in here. So this is how we can apply end-to-end security by using JWT token, simple token. The same thing you can apply via right gateway and all, as you learned all other concepts, right? Config server. You need not to hard code all this stuff, port number or URLs. Generally, what you have to do is not even security service direct calling, right? You might need to call this from your gateway. We started running every time our application from gateway, if you remember. They write from this login filter, you should invoke that. Maybe here you can use this login filter, right? You can verify always whether the token is correct token or not by just calling your sign in method. If sign in method says okay, you have privilege, then from here you can allow that request. Or else from here itself you may avoid this filter chain calling. You can return false here, or you may put some condition here, and you can stop execution so that users will not even aware of where your security is deployed, how it is working. Need not to bother about security service URL and all. They will have always a single point of contact, gateway. Via gateway they will coming in. Even for sign up also, even in the sign up scenario also, you can have one sign up filter. In sign up filter from this server web exchange, right? You can get the URL, which URL coming in. If it is a sign up URL, you can definitely take it forward to sign up service from here. Or you can have that redirection stuff, right? Here we configure all the application routes. Your login you can route to your service, so that by default it will handle there itself. Then when there is a request also, it will again go back to security service, and it will verify whether user is authenticated or not. If everything is good, you just allow, or else from your filters you can break the flow. Maybe from security you can break the flow here. That's it. Okay, I hope you understand how I'm configuring here. Okay, so you may explore through this example. Okay, here little bit documentation and images also there. Okay, I got it from web. If I found more documentation for it, I'll give you, but this is the default thing for any application we can apply. Usually we will use active directory stuff most of the time, right? Maybe for active directories this much logics doesn't require. Directly from gateway itself we can call our active directories, and we can get the users information in gateway itself. We need not to implement security stuff there. Okay, am I audible? Yeah. So go through it. If you want more in detail security stuff, right? I would recommend you guys join microservices sessions, right? They will be starting next week, morning 8 a.m. You can join there from basic security onwards. Security I'm teaching there in the Spring Boot session. That will help you. Okay, basic security, JWT based, and all other security mechanisms. But you can use this example for timing now. What I will recommend you is combine all the topics together and see the flow. Okay, so you know how to redirect, you know how to configure config servers, you know how to configure gateways, you know we have in hand security, we know how we can implement services, logging and all. Put all of them together for a simple use case. Take any use case like a simple this is product management system, right? Take it something else. A, a, a product management system or a simple store management system. Implement one, two services combining all together. Okay, so there you'll get more realization. Yeah, so that's it for today. I want to show you few transaction examples also. Uh, I'll see uh, basic transactions and all I can cover, and these transactions over multiple services is a little tricky. I'm unable to handle it with the third party APIs which they give. But I'll try. I'll try from my side. Or if I can able to implement any custom implementation, right, for transaction. I'll try that with in-memory Kafka, something I'll try uh, for event-based transaction control. That's again that is a lengthy topic. I can show you example, but if you want to more explore on that, just attend that microservices session. Hardly 1 week sessions, okay? Maybe those topics will help you.